Mary, thank you. 7:14 now. It is another day of practice for the Commanders and the Burgundy and Gold. They're starting an hour earlier than usual because of the dangerous heat and temperatures that you just heard Mary talking about. Right now, head coach Dan Quinn hosting a presser to get us all up to speed. Let's go out live to Ashburn to listen in.
The training camp on PUP for his ankle. So on the business side, AP and the guys are still working hard with Terry and his rep on the business side of things. So while on PUP, just like we do with the other guys, he'll be working with the trainers to get back as soon as he can. So same scenario like Sam Cosme onto the side working there. So wanted to give you the update, and glad to open up with questions for you guys to get rolling.
Well, first of all, how good for you is it that he's even here?
It was great, and I'm really pumped that he's here, man. He's such an awesome competitor. We had a chance to spend some time together yesterday, so yeah, it was great to see him.
What do you know about the ankle injury, the severity, and when he's okay, will he participate in practices?
We don't know much today, John. I'll have some more follow-up, the medical side and them doing the assessments and see where he's at. So we'll put a better timeline together once, he kind of goes through, see where he feels at. And the one thing that we know, we have a really good process for this. Like we had said it last year, if you remember, like protecting the player is protect the team. And so we follow it, we believe in it, and we also know that it works. A return to play and what that looks like. Sometimes it's just a short time, sometimes it's longer. So once we get all the information, we'll put the whole plan in place for him, and we'll take it from there.
You guys have talked a lot over the last year since you got here about what it means to be a Commander, and you've identified that after what you went through last year. Where does what you saw from Terry, how does that fit into that whole conversation?
First word that comes to mind with him when I think of him is like this is an awesome competitor. Like at his core, that's who he is, and that's what I think of. Like sometimes you think of somebody and a word comes into your mind or a thought, and that's what comes to mind with me. That's one of those traits. There's good and then there's excellent at something, and that's what I think of with Terry.
And you've gotten a chance to look at the receiver room the last few days without him, and Noah Brown's been limited. What have you kind of seen from that group, particularly Luke McCaffrey?
Luke was one that I saw in the spring first, Ben, where I was seeing the year 1 to the year 2 jump, where you knew that was going to take place. You really did. So we've certainly been encouraged by him. It's been great, obviously, having Debo there. I've seen some things with Jalen. So different days, for instance, the last 3-day block was big in the red zone. And, some of the tight ends had some more, ops than receivers. This 3-day block, there's more mixed field things. So we'll just take it day by day. But I've been encouraged by what I've seen from the newer players, that weren't here before, and some who are in the development part still. Good morning.
You talked before about culture and environment. The environment these next 3 days is going to shift dramatically. Fans are here, pads are coming on. What do you want to see from the next 3 days?
More just our relentless attitude to get better. And that's where you keep pushing. You find this connecting of competing against one another over and over again. As it goes, there's more plays. So the first day, this amount of plays. Second, a little bit more. Third, a little bit more. So the playbook expands, and you want to see who can stay locked, who can stay in it. There's going to be some mistakes, no doubt about it. But you do want to see who can handle the amount of the install as it goes. So, yeah, it'll be a fun 3-day block, one of them that will include padded, and that's a different evaluation for the big guys.
And speaking of that, Brandon Coleman has been pretty candid about his move inside and how that's going. You've also talked about that. Do you have a bar set that you want to see him clear on that padded day, or you're just going to take what you get and go on from there?
Yeah, we're not looking anywhere past just that day, and but yeah, nothing to add. I think just like anything, man, more reps, more time, more experience, different looks, and that's our job to get ready for the season and all these different environments and camps and looks and pass rush stunts and blitzes. All of that contributes to the readiness.
Hey, good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
What have you seen so far in the tight end group?
It's a deep group. This, I would say, is one of the fiercest battles we'll see because there's a lot of unique things, from split out wide pass catchers to inline blocking, but it's definitely coming in one of the stronger groups. So you're on the right, topic for sure. Every once in a while, there's a group that's like, man, every single one, you want to see more. And then the next player, you see some things. I saw a great catch from Tyree the other day, that was on an out route. So I felt all of the 6-7. I saw a good block, just different matchups that I've seen. So I'm excited to see that play out, in the month ahead.
Another group I want to ask about is the cornerbacks. What have you seen in that group so far as well?
Right. We love to see, progress already from Trey. It's only, 3 practices. Today's number 4, but John Jones, being a factor into that. So adding different guys, Noah inside, outside. We really love the competition. What I've been impressed by, the inside players, their ability to communicate. They have to set it. A call happens and things have to happen quickly. So we're making progress, and we've got some excellent guys to go against to help get them ready.
Hi, Coach.
Good morning.
Speaking about getting better, how have you seen the defensive front, those guys, get better over this short span?
Yeah, and it's a lot of it, some of adding the new guys. Let's face it, the NFL, it's a line of scrimmage league, and you've got to be rock solid in both sides of the line of scrimmage. So I love seeing, Brandon and J.K. battling for it. Those two just keep rising, keep pushing each other. And their best also brings out your best. And that's what I'm seeing so far. And I just want to, almost have blinders on, man. All there is today, and let's go have fun doing it.
And speaking of competition, you preach on that. What about the running back room? What are you seeing there?
Yeah, it's almost like the tight ends. I almost brought that up when we were talking about the tight ends, the different skill sets, the different ways to look. The preseason games help a lot at that position. Because of you don't tackle live in practice, so did he tackle him? Did that happen? I can remember Cliff and I met years ago at a college awards banquet, and he had coached Manziel as a freshman quarterback, and they kept blowing the whistle dead in practice. He was sacked, and Manziel had told Cliff, "I'm not sacked," and sure enough, he was not. So I can remember the live work for somebody who can break tackles. That's a big deal. And so what are we looking for now at running back? Assignment, tracks, the right cut, the right read, almost taking them all the way up into that spot. Can I break a tackle and finish? But it's a really strong group, and there's some excellent leaders in that group. I mean, they're tough. They're playing well so far.
Hi.
All right, you were just listening in live on an update from the Commanders head coach Dan Quinn ahead of training camp later today. Of course, we had a big roster update about Terry McLaurin. He has been placed on the active but physically unable to perform list. He's dealing with some kind of ankle injury. No word on any contract updates, but certainly a big change on the roster there. So we'll have much more about